Nothing is ever going to be perfect. Ever, 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 ever. Perfectionism is a myth. And so, why do we keep striving to achieve it? Why is it so hardwired into my brain? I feel like I can't escape it. And I've read so many books on it, and every single day it's a challenge. Specifically today, it's a perfect example. I am doing this video in my new bathing suit, okay? I tried it on after getting home and purchasing it. So I'm training for a triathlon in July, and it is now middle end of March. And I've always been a size 34 in my Speedo suits since lifeguarding, teaching swimming lessons, whatever. And it literally just takes one minor thing. I tried it on before I purchased it and I thought it was perfect. Thought it was a perfect fit. I loved it. I loved the colors. There was a perfect match with like my existing goggles and nose clip and swim cap and all that stuff. And yet it takes my friend mentioning one thing about how her suit is too big and she should have gotten a size smaller. And she used to be this really small size when she was a competitive swimmer. And then I'm going down this whole rabbit hole of how big is too big? Is my suit too big? What size is the right size? When it's like, I already have this really beautiful brand new suit that I loved when I tried it on and honestly had an inkling of like, oh, maybe it's too small because it's like literally digging into my shoulders. However, not to get into, all the details of it, but it's a perfect example, I think, of how something can be so beautiful and so perfect and you can have so much gratitude and appreciation for it in the moment, and then it takes literally just one sentence from someone else, one thought train in my head that I feed into and I allow to just like go off to ruin it and take away all of the beauty from it and just like all of the appreciation you once had for something. And I just think it's really sad. I think it's really fucked up how I myself, but I think like we as a collective, we as a society can allow this hyperfixation on this ideal, this construct of something that doesn't exist, never has existed, and never will exist. How we let this facade ruin things for us and take away the beauty and the magic out of life and like achievements and goals and milestone moments and incredible investments. Like in reality, this suit is absolutely beautiful. Like, let me just show you the whole design and even the back. It has these cute little straps and it's all open in the back. I love it. And when I tried it on, I initially was like, oh my God, it's beautiful. I don't need to try on any other suits. And I didn't because I loved it so much. And then I get home and I go to try it on again to just like appreciate it and bask in the glory that it is. And then I realize, oh, there is a little bit of like gaping on the side here. What is that? Should that be there? Is this suit too big? Did I just spend $77 on a suit that, oh my God, isn't competition fit? When it's like, babe, you're training for a triathlon. You're training for a triathlon and you have this beautiful suit. First of all, you have the funds and the means and the like ability, the physical ability to train and accomplish this amazing thing that has been on your bucket list since you were a child. Like, you could be paralyzed, knock on wood, and not have the opportunity to do this. Or you could be like blind or like lose a limb and just like lose the ability to do this. And I think that at the crux of it, like the basic thing that I should be focusing on is the fact that I can do this and I am doing this and it's something I've always wanted to do, and that's the thing to focus on. That's the accomplishment. And then everything else on top of that is just extra. It's just sprinkles on top of the cake. You don't really need them, but they look pretty and they look nice. Just like this suit. I didn't really need this suit. I could have worn, my 4-year-old lifeguarding suits. However, I wanted to invest in this experience and make it more enjoyable for myself and just like reward myself for all of the hard work that I'm putting into this, and also give myself a little bit of an incentive to get into the pool and put those kilometers in. And somehow I continue, and not just, this is just one example. The swimsuit's just one example of how this mindset permeates into every aspect of my life and every aspect of my thinking. And it's really unfortunate because I should be focusing on the intention of why I'm doing something and expressing gratitude and just like sitting and existing in the gratitude of the fact that I can do this thing and this thing is really cool and it's really exciting and I should feel really proud of myself. And yet instead, I get so wrapped up in how it could be better, how it could be more incredible and more amazing, and how it could be perfect, how the swimsuit could fit perfectly. And it's like, babe, you looked at all the other swimsuits and you didn't like any of them. You found this one and the details, the patterning, the colorings, it caught your eye. And even if the suit did fit, even if they did have it in a smaller size, you probably wouldn't have wanted it. And maybe they didn't, this was the only one. Maybe they didn't even have any others. You loved it so much that you didn't even want to look at any of the others. And like, why is it that it's so easy for me to forget all of those details and those aspects and those things that went into my decision making and my judgment calls? Well, I think the answer to that is because I have this perfectionism concept, illusion of what I need to be achieving ingrained into my mind and my memory and my neurological pathways, to the point where every single decision I make can't be appreciated or seen as valuable or smart or creative or insightful or courageous. Like all of these amazing, virtuous adjectives that I should be attributing to majority of my decisions and actions, I let get clouded by this idea that it could be better and it should be better and it wasn't good enough. And I should have made other decisions to make it better. And I think when I and us and we, when you get into that headspace, that way of thinking, it just takes away from everything that's in front of you. And it almost diminishes your value and your worth, like just inherently. You might not even recognize it or realize it because, you know, you're thinking about this thing or this decision or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, that decision, that thing, that way of acting, talking, decision making, that's connected to you and that's a part of you and that's an extension of who you are. And so if you're always harping on the effort and the output and the product and the decision and the fact that it could have been and should have been more or better, I think it's just a really great way to mask self-criticism and self-hatred with self-care and the desire to succeed and do well. Because it's really easy to like flip the script and be like, oh, I'm being so critical because I want to be the best that I can be and I want to do the best that I can do. Yet your best is your best. And your best is never going to be perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. It's an illusion. It's not real. And so if you continue to tell yourself like, oh, it's okay for me to be self-critical and it's okay for me to overly analyze and nitpick because my intention is to do better and strive and be the best and this and that, I don't think you're ever going to be able to be your best, because being your best is appreciating your best and appreciating how you show up. No matter how you show up, whether, your output's really great or it's really not so great, your best is your best. And I think trying to equate what our best effort is with an external output, an external reflection and validation of that puts our power outside of ourselves. And I think that inherently makes us powerless by expecting physical, material things outside of our existence and our way of being to validate and affirm and reaffirm the fact that we're worthy and we're enough and our best is enough. Because like I said, nothing's perfect. Everything is flawed. We as humans are inherently flawed. This life, earth around us is inherently flawed. And so if you're continuing to try and fit this flawed human being, this square peg into this circle hole of perfection, it's never going to fit. It's never going to work. It's never going to be good. It's never going to feel good. It's never going to be comfortable. And I think the sooner we realize that as a collective, as a society, the sooner we can really start enjoying life to its fullest potential. Because until you stop that mindset and that way of thinking, until you're able to reframe it and appreciate the imperfect nature of this life, appreciate the fact that your best is the best, doing your best, no matter how that looks in this external world, is amazing and is the best and is worthy of the utmost highest praise, until you realize that you're never going to be truly happy. You're never going to truly love yourself and love this life, because you're always going to be looking for manifestations of validation that don't exist. They've never existed and they're never going to exist. And when you get caught into this mindset and this way of being and this way of thinking, you can't find any beauty or any appreciation in yourself or your life or your existence, and it just gets so sad, and it really is disappointing and really bogs you down, and then it makes you want to stop trying altogether. But then when you have this mindset hardwired into your brain that like, I'm only worthy, I'm only enough if I achieve perfection, and that doesn't exist, you're just going to continue to keep working and working and working and working for something that you're never going to get, something that you're never going to see. And don't get me wrong, it's great to have goals, it's great to have aspirations and want to be reaching your fullest, most maximum potential. Yet I think the key to realizing and fulfilling your maximum potential is realizing that that's not one set material thing in time. It's like your maximum potential isn't equated with getting a certain kind of car. It's not equated with getting a certain kind of house or a certain kind of partner, because, like I said, everything's flawed. And so if you attribute achievement and success to something external to you, and let's say you do achieve that thing, you do get that job, you do get that car, you do get that partner, you do get that house, there's still going to be flaws. The car might not be the best on gas. The seat heaters might not work the way you want it to. The radio might be really finicky. The knobs and controls might not be in the right spot, you know? The house might have problems. The relationship's always going to have problems. You're always going to have problems. And your maximum potential isn't necessarily something that's stuck in time. It's not like, oh, when I achieve this one thing, you know, by this age, in this location, I'll have it all and I'll be it all and I'll feel like I'm all of it, you know? And I'm so worthy and so valued and appreciated and so important to this life and the people around me and to myself. Yet in reality, those feelings of worthiness isn't ever something that comes from something material and external, like a medal or a house or a car, you know, maybe for a few seconds, but it's not lasting. It's not a cure-all fix. Like, same thing with medications. They're not a cure-all fix. They're not going to completely solve the underlying problem that's creating the illness. It's just a band-aid solution. And then there's going to be side effects, of course, because I think at the crux of it, to achieve those feelings of worth and security and validation and appreciation, those are things that come with the journey and come with the hard work over time and growth and development and challenging yourself, pushing yourself to be the best version of yourself and see yourself grow and change and develop in ways that you want and you desire and maybe you've always dreamed of or never thought was possible. Like, that's where the real glory is. It's in the journey. It's in the challenge. It's in the overcoming. It's in the hard day-to-day effort of setting a goal. I want to eat cleaner. I want to eat whole foods. I want to be more active. I want to beat this time, improve my pace, finish this project, start this idea, put myself out there, make more friends, like whatever it is for you. It's in setting those goals and achieving them and realizing that you have what it takes to do what you want to do and to achieve whatever it is that you put your mind to, that's where the real glory and appreciation and love and self-validation comes from, in saying, I want to do this thing, so I'm going to do it. And then doing it and seeing that, oh my God, you have what it takes to do whatever it is that you want. And in that power lies the appreciation and the validation and the feelings of worthiness that I think we have so misconceptually equated with perfectionism and achieving something that's perfect. And I think the key part of any journey to achieving any goals is that it's never going to be easy. It's never going to be perfect. It's going to have turtles. I meant to say challenges and hurdles, and it came out as turtles. So it's gonna have turtles, lots of challenges, lots of hurdles, lots of things to grapple with and struggle with and overcome. And it's in that overcoming, in that realization of, wow, I didn't think I could do this. Wow, I really doubted myself. And yet I stuck with it and I stayed disciplined and I pushed on and I proved myself wrong. And wow, I really do have what it takes. And it's in those little fleeting moments when you really truly realize that it's not about what you have or what you achieve or what you look like, but it's more so about who you are and how you feel and how you show up in this world for yourself and the people around you. Because let's face it, this life would be nothing without people. It would not be worth living, you know? Maybe if the world was filled with a bunch of dogs, just you and a bunch of dogs, that would be great. However, I think that would get really lonely and boring, and you'd maybe lose your mind after a month or two. This life is about community and friendship and camaraderie and competition and challenges, overcomings, wins and losses, setbacks and developments. It ebbs and it flows and it's never perfect. And so why is it that we continue to challenge ourselves to meet something that's never going to be perfect? It's never going to check every single box, and that's just the reality of it. That's the beauty of it. If everything did tick every single box all the time, if perfection was real, if it was a real thing, there would be no point in being here. There'd be no point in working towards anything and putting in the grind and locking in and just existing, because I feel like without goals, without challenges, without struggles, we would have no opportunity for growth and we would have no opportunity to get to know ourselves and the people around us. And I think it's in the growth and it's in the getting to know yourself where you build confidence and you build self-esteem and you build this love and lust for life and good energy and good people. And I think it's so easy to lose sight of that, because this is something that I consistently have to work on. And the days and the times where I'm like, yeah, of course, perfectionism is not a real thing. Of course, we're not striving for that. We're doing the best we can. And the best we can do is the best we could do. And that's incredible and that's amazing and that's worthy of praise and appreciation. Those days are so easy and so wonderful and so imperfectly perfect in their own way, because I embrace the imperfection and I lean into it and I allow it to live in me and live through me. And I almost use it as the reminder that nothing's that deep. Nothing really matters that much. Like, we're here on this floating rock in space. We have friends, we have pets, we have furry little animals scurrying around. We're surrounded by trees and flowers and mountains and oceans, and it's just so incredible and amazing and cool. And I think it's imperfectly perfect in its own way. The fact that we don't know what's coming next, we can never truly prepare for anything that's coming next, we can never avoid all of the hurdles and challenges and struggles. Like, that's what makes it so fun and so exciting and so worthwhile. And yet it's so easy to lose sight of that concept. And I know for me, this is something that this way of thinking, the fact that, perfectionism is an ideal that I strive to achieve. It's something that's been ingrained into my way of being since a child, very much connected to my upbringing. However, studies have also showed that regardless of your upbringing, it's connected to society and it's connected to culture and the morals and values and ideals that are perpetuated onto us through media, social media, TV, movies, books, podcasts, advertisements, and they always leave you wanting more. Like, I don't know, I think of like the whole beauty industry and like skincare products, hair care products, hot tools, Botox, filler, eyelash extensions, waxing, nails. Like, it's just this whole industry built on this idea of like, you're not enough as you are, and you have to do something, you have to add something or change something external to you to feel good enough, to feel worthy, to feel beautiful. And I think it's a horrible thing. I think it's a horrible, horrible thing. And gym culture, fitness culture is very much like this. And I find myself increasingly having to take bigger and bigger breaks and from social media and be more restrictive with the amount of time I spend on my phone and the amount of content I'm consuming, because so often and so easily I get into this mindset of like, oh, you're not doing enough, you're not working hard enough, you're not at 0% body fat, you're clearly not doing enough. You should actually have been at the gym like since yesterday, When it's like, you're only one person. You can only do so much. You can only set a goal and do your best to work towards it. And that's literally all you can do. And expecting anything more than that from yourself is just self-destruction, honestly, because expecting anything more than what you're capable of today is just foolish. It's unrealistic, unattainable, and it's going to lead to burnout and feelings of inadequacy. Because let's be real, if you have a goal that you want to achieve, something you want to do, think about it in real time. Think about how long it takes for the average person to get to where you want to go. Consider the fact that maybe the average person isn't even thinking about doing whatever it is that you want to be doing. Like a triathlon, for instance. What percentage of the general population ever completes a triathlon? And I'm 23 and going to be competing in my first one and completing my first one this summer. And yet I can't bask in that glory and sit in that love and appreciation. Instead, I'm hyper focused on how my suit is fitting and the fact that there's a 2 millimeter gap in the sides of my suit and there's going to be dragging, and who the fuck am I to care about my time and how much dragging there is? I don't even know how to swim freestyle front crawl properly. I'm just like relearning, reteaching myself how to swim. Girl, it doesn't matter how the suit fits. You gotta figure out how to do it first. And the fact that you're doing it is worthy of praise enough. That's what you need to focus on. The fact that it's not about what you're doing or what you look like or how long it's taking, but it's about how you're doing it. It's about how you're showing up. It's about how you're feeling through it and how you're experiencing through it. Do you hate yourself through the process, or do you love yourself? Are you criticizing yourself the whole time, or are you appreciating the fact that you have the courage and the drive and the desire to do something really cool, to better yourself, to push yourself? Majority of people aren't even on that plane. Majority of people have given up on that entire self-improvement fight. And so the fact that you're wanting to do your best, you're wanting to do something really cool, you're wanting to check things off of your bucket list and achieve things that your heart and your mind has always dreamed and desired of doing, like, that's incredible. That's the beauty of it. That's what deserves to be acknowledged and appreciated. Not the fact that you're not there yet, not the fact that you haven't seen it materialize yet, because when you focus on that, when you focus on the fact that the glass is half empty and not half full, that's all you're ever going to see. And no matter how hard you work, no matter how much it materializes outside of you, you're always going to be focusing on the fact that it could be better. It could be better. There could be a little bit more water in the glass. Babe, you haven't even taken a drink out of the glass yet. You don't even What does it matter if there's more water in the glass? Hydrate yourself first. Like, enjoy what's in the glass before you worry about there not being enough or the fact that there needs to be more. Because let's be real, it's just a blessing that there's something in the glass to begin with. It's just a blessing that we're here and we get to exist and we get to love and we get to experience and challenge and grow and push ourselves and change and be scared and feel comforted and validated and strong and brave and courageous and all these amazing, positive, virtuous things. That's, I think, what should be replacing perfectionism in my mind, your mind, our minds, as something to strive for, because we all know it's not doing us any good. Striving for something that doesn't exist, right? And so why strive for it? Why even allow it be a thing? We have the power, we have the tools, we have the ability to rewrite the narrative and change how we perceive this life and how we show up for ourselves. So let's rewrite it. Let's do something different. Instead of striving for perfectionism, instead of striving for that perfect fit, that perfect look, that perfect style, that perfect car, that perfect job, that perfect house, that perfect friendship, let's strive for something realistic, something attainable at least. Let's strive for the imperfection. Let's strive for the ebbs and the flows. Let's strive for challenge and struggle and uncomfortability, because that's where the real change and the real development and the real glory lies. Let's strive for feeling more comfortable in our own skin. Let's strive for feeling more beautiful without makeup on or without our hair styled. Let's strive for feeling proud when you got a 98 on the test and not a 100%. Let's strive for being happy and appreciative of the fact that you have friends in general. You have people that love you and want to spend time with you and appreciate your energy and your insight. Let's strive for feeling prideful in the fact that you have the ability to, and you do, inspire people just by being, just by existing, just by doing your best. Let's strive for finding appreciation and gratitude in the journey of becoming and being. Let's strive for finding love and appreciation in this existence overall. Let's take all of those virtuous hopes and dreams and replace that. Replace perfectionism with that at the top of our hierarchy of needs and aspirations. If you're trying your best, if you're doing your best, you're doing way better than you think you are. And your only shortcoming in that process is not realizing it, is not giving yourself credit for it and soaking it in and really sitting in it and letting it fill you up and letting yourself feel that and bask in that and walk in that and speak in that confidence and self-esteem and knowingness that you're trying and you're doing your best. And that's literally all you can do. So every time you catch yourself being hypercritical and striving for a perfectionist ideal, maybe stop and question yourself and ask, perfectionism ideals aside, did I do my best? Did I try my best? Did I try my best? All criticisms, all hindsight aside, in that very moment, did I put my best foot forward? Did I make this decision and this choice with value and integrity and insight? Did I use my critical thinking skills? And did I do my best? And if the answer is yes, you need to full stop, sit in that, bask in that, focus on that yes. On the fact that yes, you did your best. With all that you knew in the moment, all the tools in your toolkit, you use them all to the best of your ability. And that's incredible. That's amazing. That's where your power lies. And realizing that, yes, you did your best. You did your best. You gave it your all. And because of that, because of the fact that you showed up as your best self and you did your best, you put your best foot forward, you are the best. You are incredible. You are amazing. And If you don't see it and you don't feel it now, work on it and continue with every single choice, every single thought, every single rabbit hole or spiral that your anxiety wants to take you down. Stop yourself and ask, did I do my best? If you did, you're incredible. And that's all you need to focus on. And that's all you need to tell yourself. And no more shoulda, coulda, woulda. No more, I wish I did it differently. No more regret. No more shame. Just appreciation and value and feelings of worthiness and enoughness, because you are more than enough. Doing your best is the best. And that's what you need to keep in mind. Anytime any video, any post, any ad, any person, any job or experience is making you feel like your best isn't the best, cut them loose, baby. Cut them loose. Because you don't deserve that. You don't need that in your life. You need to focus on doing you and doing the best, and anything and anyone that makes you feel like that isn't enough, they themselves just feel like they're not enough. And that's really sad and that's really unfortunate, but that's not your battle to fight. So keep doing you, keep focusing on you, and reminding yourself that you're the best because you're doing your best. And that's all that matters. Okay, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Kisses. Bye.